As a CX professional, it's really important that you weigh the customer experience based on 6 key pillars. If you don't know them, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through them. Number one is trust. What really got my attention about the elements of trust with Temu was the fraud detection messages or emails. Whether it was during the purchase or after the purchase, they went through a very good extent of showing you what type of notifications or messages or emails you would receive that are scams and you should not react on them. So that was a very good point that made it clear. On the other hand, when it came to product images, I felt a bit uncertain. They were not really high quality. Also, they were not in a real world setup. Mostly, it looks like a studio shot image that it doesn't convince me of how it would look like in a real world situation. So I had to rely on generated content by other customers who have bought it. If that product doesn't have those images posted by other previous customers, then I wouldn't know if I want to trust that product or not. So my suggestion would be to have a high resolution image, also from different angles, 360 view of the product in a real world setup could show the customer that what they see is what they get. The second pillar is you know me. I appreciate that Temu automatically localized my shipping option to where I am. It's a very small touch, but I have seen platforms that even if I'm logged in, I have to manually do that. So that was very impressive. Another thing was the fact that I was offered a lot of bundle options in terms of price or welcome bonuses, which they really made me feel like I am an individual shopper rather than just another customer here at the website. Having said that, I think there's a limit to these offers that you can make. There was a point that I felt I'm being bombarded by these pop-ups. For example, a spinning wheel, lucky draw. They got really overwhelming at times, particularly in one point in the app, I unintentionally tapped on an offer loop and I got stuck for a couple of minutes. I was not sure how I can get out of that. So I understand the intent that these would generate engagement, but I think to a certain point. And after that, they remove clarity and bring a lot of frustrations to the customer experience. So that's a thing that I would say I would pay attention to. The third one is you make it easy, or ease. What worked well so far? Well, clear instructions from checkout, helpful tooltips, very understandable, as little steps as possible till you receive till you get to the checkout. Then real-time tracking of where the shipment is, what has happened to the package. I got 9 emails, as I mentioned before, and I could see a live update of my package. Also, you can see quite good enough information about the product from the material and so on the product page. What I think there are the areas of improvement is first the layout of the homepage, which is extremely overwhelming and full of things that would pop up, those title boxes. They make it very difficult for you to navigate, and just the amount of options that they have is overwhelming. And I would still say that in the product page, I would prefer to have bullet points about the material and the specificities of each product. I did not see that. Then another thing is the description or the title of the product. Although they are very detailed, but I think it could be used in a more customer-centric way. For example, it keeps your drink warm for 24 hours versus it's made out of stainless steel. And in those bullet points, you can mention what are the materials and so on. The fourth pillar is understanding, or you get me. If you remember in the first episode that I've put the link here, I was looking for the sofa tray that I did not know what the name of the product is. I just searched for the materials based on the materials, what I'm looking for, and the use case, and it really showed me what it is, which was a good surprise. So thumbs up on that. Then it's delivering on the promise, which is the reliability. I think, as I mentioned in the previous episode, which you can find the link here, I was pretty satisfied with the shipping, the time that it took them. It was based on as they promised. So nothing that really bothered me on that. And also for the resolution, or you fix things, I had to change my address immediately after I made the purchase. It was resolved quickly and it did not affect my delivery time. So if you want to know about the reliability and resolution, you can also check my previous episode, which I've put the link here for you. My final thoughts. Temu's popularity shows that meeting customer needs and delivering on a core value still outweighs design flaws. I showed you how the UX and UI of Temu could be improved as a designer, and still we can see how popular and successful Temu is. So there's a lesson for us there, that success comes in resolving a customer pain point, and little wins like location detection could actually help the customer forget about those little flaws that would happen along the way. Thank you for sticking around with me through this little case study that I have been building. If you have more points that I forgot to mention, please share them with me and put them in the comments. If you're also looking at experiences from a design point of view, or even you're just a curious customer, I hope this gave you something useful to think about. Until next time, take care and keep noticing little things. Bye.